technical issue. I'm not quite sure what that was, but it was not, it was certainly sort of in keeping with how their weekend was going up to that point. Lewis Hamilton out before Q3 for the first time since 2009 in Austria. And just generally, this weekend was really dysfunctional from Mercedes. Um, this team is certainly sort of in the past few years, obviously since the 2021 debacle, they've lost their grip on the World Championship. Um, but now we're seeing Toto Wolff almost weekly coming out with these quite combative, defensive claims. We've seen Lewis Hamilton and George Russell making these mistakes. Do you think they're slowly sort of losing a grip on their collective synergy as a team, as well as the championship, of course?
Yeah, I definitely think after 2021, the team has definitely been under a lot of pressure. We expected them to be fighting back stronger than ever after losing the championship in with Lewis Hamilton in 2021. But it's difficult to say that no, it's not difficult to say. I'm saying that it has been difficult for them afterwards. Their consistency, it, it has been decent, with the consistency regards to their finishing position, but at the same time, it's not the results that they've been wanting. They've been wanting wins and championships, and that's not what's been happening. Then it's clear to say that they're a struggling team at the moment. And it's very painful to watch, especially after yesterday's double DNF. Um, there's definitely pressure on Toto Wolff at the moment. With losing Lewis Hamilton, their star driver, the driver who delivered them all these championships, apart from the one with Nico Rosberg. But yeah, um, there's definitely this sort of pressure from multiple sides. There's the performance side, the driver lineup side,
Yeah.
and I think it could be a potential crumbling point for the team. And I think it's essential that they get the grips together before it's too late and before Toto Wolff is uh, under threat from losing his position.
I think on
As
your point there about sort of, a crumbling point, a flashpoint, I think that maybe a rebuild could be the best thing for Mercedes. Um they've been in the same sort of groove of winning for so long, and now they're not. And this is it's a shock, of course. And quite a few of their key pieces have left. For example, just thinking of James Vowles, who was a hugely influential part. We have Valtteri Bottas leaving, who was consistent, he was strong, he was, you knew that he was going to bring in that P2 every single race, unlike Sergio Perez. Um, do you think that maybe a bit of a reset is important? You've got Lewis Hamilton leaving, but Lewis Hamilton is the one who's been causing many of the issues for Mercedes recently because he's been placing, it's not been really an external pressure. I think it's been an internal pressure. George Russell's just happy to be there. Lewis Hamilton has been putting the pressure on Toto Wolff and on the Mercedes development team and on the Mercedes car constantly, um, describing it as, oh, it feels the worst that it's ever felt. He's been doing this since he lost the championship. There's definitely a pattern here of just complaint of which obviously heightens stress because you want your car to perform, you want your drivers to feel like they're comfortable in the car. I think maybe losing Lewis Hamilton could be one of the most important things that happens to Mercedes, but possibly in a good way, because I think they need a reset. They need maybe a restructuring. They need to bring in a driver who isn't used to the winning ways and is hungry to sort of get that back. And is because the thing is, right, Lewis Hamilton expects it to be back. He's not hungry to get it back.
Mm.
He wants it now. But a driver like Alex Albon, for example, who I suggested could be coming into the Mercedes seat next season, they'll be hungry to build it back up. Do you think that losing Lewis Hamilton could be a blessing in disguise?
It's difficult to say, Ben, because with a team like Mercedes, where they've been so used to winning from pretty much the start, only a few years into their F1 F1 career, they've been winning in and out, championship after championship. So I think a change can definitely go one of two ways, but it would be definitely an extreme. It could either benefit the team quite a lot with the change in internal, or it could damage the team state at the moment. It's difficult to say. I'm not quite sure what would happen. But I think maybe maybe it would be nice to have a different driver pairing with George Russell, and I'd like to see how that would affect the dynamic of the team. But yeah, I haven't given Mercedes' future a big thing.
Hmm.
I'll be honest.
Well, I think whatever they're going to do next is certainly going to be a massive transition. Last thing I want to touch on today is Williams, who had a pretty farcical weekend. Alex Albon crashing out,
Well, yeah,
Sargent taking his place. Sorry, Albon taking Sargent's,
Sargent's place. Yeah.
despite having made that mistake. Amesh, yes or no? Was this the right decision?
Um, I'm gonna say no. I think as much as I like Alex Albon, as much as I want him to see him to do well, I have to be honest and to say it was his mistake in by crashing, and uh, unless there was some mechanical failure, it was it was on him. And I think if a driver has put their car in a position where it can't be fixed, it's very difficult for them to be able to expect their teammate to move out the way and drive in their car. It seems not selfish, but it just doesn't seem like
Williams.
reasonable. Yeah, I mean Williams as well. You'd think that they'd be the team which would not let that happen. I can expect that from Red Bull or Ferrari, but definitely not Williams, the backmarker team who is known for being like a sort of a friendlier, more reasonable team. I was pretty shocked with James Vowles' decision. I touched upon his interview when he made the decision, and it just didn't feel like it didn't feel real. I'll be honest.
Mhm.
I mean, neither Alex Albon and Logan Sargent have scored points this season. I mean, I know it's the beginning and there's still opportunities to do so, but I think that makes it even more reasonable for Logan Sargent to race instead of Alex Albon. I think
Mm. Yeah.
you need to be giving both drivers equal opportunity in this point of the season. If it was the end or if it was a championship decider, definitely put another driver in. But well, not definitely, but I think it's more reasonable in that case. But I think in this case, I'm pretty shocked by the team decision of Williams there.
As am I. It's a bad note for us to go out on, but that is how we go out. Thank you for listening to F1 Isn't Real. Join us next week where we query, what is more likely, and also have a brief preview of the Japanese 2024 Grand Prix. Thank you, Amesh, for joining me as always.